Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today is another one of our good old Stardew Valley modding related videos for you guys. So while I cover a lot of modding related content on this channel, there is one kind of content that I have yet to cover that relates to downloading mods on a particular kind of console. I won't really call it a console, more so I'm talking about Android. Stardew Valley is a very extensive game. You can play it on a Tesla, but modding for Stardew Valley only goes so far, and at the moment I'm pretty sure you can only download mods on PC and onto your Android device. So I've gotten a ton of comments so far that are asking for modding related content that you can download onto your Android device. So I went and did some research and here I am to showcase some of these mods for you guys. Now, as our disclaimer before we get into the video, as always, these mods are downloadable through Nexus Mods. I would also like to preface in saying that I don't own an Android, and so I've never downloaded mods on Android before. When researching on Nexus, there's 3 different types of tags for Android, and it was 1.3, 1.4, and 1.5. So all of these mods included do have one or more of those tags. So I would just make sure to check those tags before downloading the wrong one and wondering why it doesn't work. Additionally, as I said, I don't own an Android. I've never downloaded mods before. There are some tutorials on YouTube as well. And as well, there's a lot of helpful info on the wiki. But in that being said, I've got a bunch of mods to show you guys. I've split them up into 6 separate categories because there's going to be a little bit of everything I feel to go over. So we're going to start off with our quality of life mods, and then we'll jump into portraits and clothing mods. We'll have our expansion related mods. We've got building/furniture mods. Then we have animals and crops mods. And then lastly, we have recolors/miscellaneous mods, anything that didn't really fit into other categories. Additionally, before we get into all of these mods, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We do a lot of modding related and Stardew content with a little bit of Animal Crossing and all that good stuff. So if that sounds like your vibe, then make sure to stick around. But enough about all of the boring prefacing stuff. Let's get into these lists of mods, starting us off with our quality of life mods. So our first one on the list, we have the NPC Map Locations mod. So this is a map that gives you the option to see NPC and players on the map with an optional mini map as well. This also does give the map a redrawn version to be much more accurate to the game's layout. This is a really helpful and a really cool mod that could just help you figure out where people are throughout the day, especially if you're trying to go through and meet them or if you want to gift someone something. It's just overall very handy mod. Up next on the list, we have the Lookup Anything mod. Yet again, this is a really cool mod that lets you see live information about whatever is under your cursor when you press F1. This helps you to learn things like a villager's favorite gift, when a crop is going to be ready to harvest, how long a fence is going to last, and why your farm animals are unhappy, and so much more. This is a really cool quality of life one to make sure that you've got enough food, materials, you're taking care of everyone, and how much longer you have to wait for some particular things. This is a super good quality of life mod that can give you the basic information that you can find on a wiki, but also can give you that information about how much longer you need to wait for things. A super incredible quality of life and helpful mod. Up next on the list, we have the Gift Taste Helper mod. So this mod displays a helpful tooltip that shows an NPC's favorite gifts when hovering over their birthday on the calendar or on the social page. This can be great so that you know what to buy, find, harvest, all that sort of stuff to give the perfect gift and to get all of those friendship or romance points. This also works with both the calendar furniture item that you can have in your house as well as the calendar on the billboard in town. In this mode, you'll only be shown the loved gifts that you've already given to an NPC, however, so unless you're using the wiki, you'll still need to do a little bit of experimenting with giving them things just to figure out what they like. This can be super helpful, especially if you're running a ton of expansion mods, because there's so many different characters, so it can be really helpful to make sure that you are giving the right person the right gift, or also remembering what they have, because even just with regular Stardew Valley characters, I don't remember what they want half the time. It can be very insane. Up next on the list, we have the Tractor mod. So this is a mod that allows you to buy a tractor to more efficiently work with crops, clear twigs and rocks and more. It helps you plow through the ground to get ready for crops, and just in general, you know the drill, help to clear up your farm. This is a super helpful mod, especially sort of later on in the game when you've got lots and lots of stuff to do. It can be helpful to just get it all out of the way and then go on your daily adventures. And our last one for our quality of life mods, we have the Skull Cavern elevator mod. So this is super self-explanatory. In the Skull Caverns, you don't actually get an elevator like you do in the regular caves. You have a mission to hit like a particular level, but you sort of just have to try and prepare for it, bring bombs and staircases and everything just to hit that level in one go. Or additionally, there might be a particular ore or item that can only be harvested at a particular level. With the Skull Cavern elevator, it is a lot easier to go and get to that particular level or save your progress if you're not wanting to do the whole thing in one day. The Skull Caverns terrify me, and I think having the elevator in my game is going to be a big help for me, and I think it's just a really neat mod. Well, that was it for all of our quality of life mods. We're getting on into our next category, which is our portraits and clothing mods. Starting us off with a little favorite on the channel, we have the Stardew Valley anime mod. So this is a mod mod that changes the portraits for all of your bachelors, bachelorettes, and non-marriage candidates. It gives them all this really cool anime style while still following a sort of pixelated theme that the Stardew Valley game gives us, and it does also give you a couple of portraits for some Stardew Valley expanded characters. Overall, I'm obsessed with how this one looks. I love how they've made the characters look. They still have that sort of base game vibe with their own little anime flair to it. A very popular portrait mod. Coming in next, we have the Coi's Girl Sets Pack mod. This is a mod that adds in and replaces farmer hairstyles, shirts, and skirts. It gives you a couple of different hairstyle options and some of these really cute clothing options in some different colors. I love what we get in the base game, and it can be fun to spice it up, but sometimes it's really difficult to get the kind of look that I want to go for. I'm obsessed with how some of these fits look, and I think they would be really cute to add to your game. Up next, from the same creator, we have the Coi's Basic Shirts Pack mod. So this one additionally adds in and replaces some of the farmer's shirts, and this one does both female and male characters. It gives you some of these really cool shirt options in some different various colors, and I love the sort of designs and things that they went with it. I think that this is a really cute mod. And lastly, for our portraits and clothing mods, we have another favorite, I feel. We have the Baechu's Portraits mod. So this is another sort of anime feel mod to the game, and it still keeps with the original sort of vanilla gameplay with the like textures and stuff while giving it their own flair. I'm obsessed with how these characters look. It does give it a little bit more of a natural vibe to it, and it adjusts how some of their hairstyles looks, and you've got some extra options to give, for instance, Maru no glasses or long hair. This is a really cool mod, and all of the portraits and sprites look so good, and I think it's a really cool portrait mod in general. That is it for all of our portraits and clothing mods for this list. We're coming in next to a very popular one. We have the expansions mod. Starting us off strong, a good old fan favorite on the channel, we have the Stardew Valley Expanded one. So Stardew Valley Expanded is a fan-made expansion for the game. This mod adds in 27 new NPCs, 50 locations, 260 character events, 27 fish, reimagined vanilla areas, 2 farm maps, a reimagined world map reflecting all the changes, new music, quest lines, objects, crops, festivals, and so much more. This is by far one of my favorite expansion mods of all time. It adds in some really awesome characters, some really cool different areas. I love how they've taken the base game and just added a little extra something to it, and all of the new NPCs and characters are incredible. There's some really cool romanceable characters there as well, and they've got incredible backstories to them and like romance stories and stuff, and I think it is just such a cool mod. I will always recommend this every time I talk about it, but if you're a little bit bored of your regular Stardew Valley gameplay, I highly recommend chucking in Expanded. It'll give you a brand new feel. Even if you choose one expansion mod, I highly recommend this one. Up next on the list, another big popular one, we have the Ridgeside Village mod. Now, if you guys are a part of the channel, you know I've been doing a mega expanded playthrough, which you can catch the playlist and all the episodes here. And I've delved into Ridgeside Village for the first time, and I am absolutely in love. So this is Ridgeside Village, the village at the side of the ridge. This is a massive expansion mod for the game and spices things up without being too intrusive to the base game itself. This mod comes with over 50 brand new NPCs, comes with 22 new marriage candidates, over hundreds of dialogues for each NPC, character animations, beach sprites and portraits, unlockable NPCs, festival visits and participations, has over 400 new events, festivals, friendship and romance events, and more. There's new shops, new foods and drinks, foraging, fish, combat, items, maps, services, music, and so much more. I think Ridgeside is such a cool mod because, as it says already, it doesn't intrude on the base game itself. It is a brand new area that you have to take a cable car to get to. On my brief exploration so far to this day of Ridgeside Village, I've been absolutely obsessed. All of the characters are incredible. I love all their stories and dialogues that I've gotten so far. There's a ton of cutscenes as well, and all of them are just so cool, and I'm like super obsessed and in love with all of them. There's some really cool stories to this one, and I highly recommend Ridgeside Village again for another sort of change of pace to the game. I will, however, say I don't know how well Expanded and Ridgeside will work together on an Android phone. I don't know if you'll need like the latest model or something. Coming in next on the list, we have the Immersive Farm 2. So this is a large farm with a spa, quarry, a larger greenhouse, and much more. This makes the farm itself absolutely huge. There's so much space to decorate, so much stuff that you can plant, and I just think if you're wanting a very big feel to your game, or if you like spending time on your farm with your animals, planting things, decorating, all that sort of stuff, then this is definitely one for you. As well, having that expanded greenhouse is very, very helpful. This is a really cool expansion mod. And lastly on our list, we have another favorite of mine, the Hot Spring Farm Cave mod. This is an extension mod onto the farm cave on your farm, and it gives you an underground hot spring with waterfalls, lush vegetation, and patches to plant smart crops. Additionally, my favorite thing to do with this one is adding in the fruit bats when you get the chance, because it spawns on now 2 different levels. So you get a ton of fruit as opposed to being in a smaller space. Also, a really cool feature to this is if you, for instance, very early game and you've done a lot of work on the farm, planting crops and everything, and you still have a whole day ahead of you to go on adventure but no energy, you can just jump into the springs in your own farm cave and replenish your energy. It is such a cool feature. I love being able to use it so that I can really get the most out of the day instead of just watering my crops and waiting for a rainy day so I can actually go and do some other stuff, or eating a ton of food and then running out of supplies quickly. It kind of also goes with the quality of life mod, I feel, because it's just so helpful. There is a reason why it is one of my faves. Well, that was it for all of our expansion mods. So we're heading into probably our largest category here. We have our buildings and furniture mods. So starting us off strong for this one, we have the industrial kitchen and interior mod. So this gives you an industrial style kitchen and farmhouse structure with an island counter, a bar, and a TV. Also includes a lively kitchen clutter that randomizes every day. I'm like so obsessed with how this one looks. It's one in my game that I kind of refuse to get rid of because I love how it looks. And it does pair really, really well with our next mod that we'll get to go over, which is going to be our industrial furniture set mod. So this is the furniture part of the mod that matches with the mod we just talked about. Saying mod too much. This includes 170 pieces of mods with matching double beds and cribs. I'm truly obsessed with how this one looks. I love the furniture that it changes into. Gives it like a very open space. Best I can describe it as like an open old like shipping container. Yeah, like an old shipping container. Yeah, a second story to it sort of thing. I think that these are the vibe. This is another fan favorite of mine on the channel. I speak about this one quite a lot and I will never stop speaking about it because it is so good. This mod paired with the previous one of the industrial kitchen and interior make for a really cool different vibe into your house. Well, I do only have a small house in this current save. You can just see how cool the furniture looks, and with the expansions of the kitchen and interior, it looks so much better. Coming in next, we have the Elle's seasonal buildings mod. So this is a pack for seasonal replacements of all the buildings on your farm, and it includes buildings of several popular map recolors. So it gives 3 separate building themes, a more colorful varied set, a full brick set, and an all white set. Additionally, it gives you 8 different styles of farmhouses going from like rustic to stained glass, greenhouse to cottage, cabin to lodge. Gives you some really cool ideas and just different options to choose. I absolutely love the different possibilities with this one, especially if you haven't really settled on a sort of theme that you want or ideas and buildings and everything. Then this gives you different opportunities and different ways that you can decorate it to make it work within your game. Elle's mods are just great. I love them. Coming in next, we have another favorite of mine, the medieval buildings mod. So this mod changes the way that all of your farm buildings look, including your house, your coop, greenhouse, barn, all that sort of stuff. It makes it this sort of cottage core, rustic, overgrown vibe, and I absolutely love it. It is one of my all-time favorite mods, and again, I have yet to uninstall this one. It just looks so good. It does also work with a couple of different Recolour mods, and here are a few examples of how it looks compared to those. I'm just obsessed with how these buildings look, and I think it just makes the game look so much better. You can also have some options for more or less foliage on the buildings. Overall, just a really, really good mod. Up next onto the list, we have the rustic country town interiors mod. So this gives you a rustic country style to all of the interiors of the buildings. Additionally, the town interior changes throughout the 4 seasons with different festive and foliage decors. It also changes up the spouses' rooms, and it also works with our vanilla game and Stardew Valley expanded. I absolutely love how this one looks. It's a little bit more of a muted down feel to the game, which you know I'm all for, and I think the different variations of wallpapers and everything suit this one so well. A really, really nice mod, well done, and it does really pair well with those industrial mods that we had earlier. Up next on the list, we have the Hudson Valley Buildings mod. So the Hudson Valley Buildings mod includes houses, barns, coops, multiplayer cabins, slime hutches, wells, obelisks, the gold clock, silo, shed, Shane's chicken coop, mill, fish pond, and the big shed. This gives you several different colors and retextures to choose from that can change over the seasons. I absolutely love how this one looks. Again, this is a really cool one if you haven't yet decided on a theme, but you do want to have a couple of different options. It gives you 10 different colorways, and I think that it is such a fun and neat mod. I really like how it makes the buildings look on this one. And lastly on the list, we've got the less ugly town interiors mods. So this is a mod that revamps the existing town interior layouts to give it the lived-in valley vibes it deserves. This one as well gives it a little bit more of a muted down down feel to the game. Some of the changes might be super drastic, minuscule, or one that you may not even have noticed. This is a really cool mod that also hides in some hidden lore to some areas, but additionally this mod is not compatible with a few other mods, so I would definitely give it a little bit of a check out before choosing to install, just in case if it doesn't work or it makes another one of your mods not work. Overall, I do really like how this one looks though. It's more, as I said, muted down, but less than the previous ones we've spoken about, and it just gives it that subtle change that we need. That is it for our buildings and furniture mods. We are getting into our second last category, which is our animals / crops. Starting us off strong, we have the better artisan goods icons. So this mod makes jelly, pickles, wine juice, and honey icons to be based on the fruit, vegetable, or flower used to make them. You can easily tell at a glance what type of wine, jelly, or more you have in your inventory. You can additionally hide the little icons that the game gives if you would like. This can be super handy. Already playing on a small screen can be difficult enough, so having these slight different color changes can make sure that you know what you're after. Yes, we do have the labels and stuff in the game, but isn't it just better to have something visually appealing? I really like how this one looks, and I love how all the different jellies, jams, and wines look. I never thought I'd see them in this many colors, you know? Up next, we have the Elle's new barn animals mod. So this mod includes several different skins for each barn animal to choose from. For instance, it gives you 22 skins for the brown and white cows, including deers, 18 skins for goats, 14 skins for sheep, which includes alpacas, and 18 skins for pigs. It does replace the icons in Marnie's shop as well, and gives you wool and cloth item recolors. This is such a cool mod. I love how all of the different little animals look, and I love how different you can customize them. It's not just a slight recolor. It could be things like giving them spots or giving them like lines on them. The options are endless with this one, and I'm obsessed with how it makes the animals look. Up next on our list, we have the Elle's new Coop animals. Again, from the same creator, this mod gives you different skins for each Coop animal to choose from. Gives you 22 skins for all of the chicken types, 7 skins for ducks, 26 skins for rabbits, and 6 skins for dinosaurs. Again, it replaces the icons in Marnie's shop, and it gives you replacements for rabbit feet and duck feathers. Again, just like the last one, this isn't just a simple change the color mod. It can change the ways that they look, giving them different colors, giving them lines, giving, like, for instance, the rabbits like different colored ears and tails and stuff. And I think this mod is just super cool and super fun. Well, that was it for our animals and crops mods. We are coming to the end with our last 3 mods in our Recolors and MISC category. Starting us off strong, you knew we had to do it to them. We have the DaisyNiko's Earthy Recolor mod, i.e. my favorite recolor mod. This gives you a warm, earth-toned recolor mod that is so much easier on the eyes. As we all know, Stardew Valley is a super bright game, but sometimes it's nicer to just take it down a notch. So this mod edits all outdoor tile sheets and includes new custom trees, dig spots, and grass. As most of you guys know, this is one of my favorite mods on the channel. I love how it makes the areas look, and also I love how all the different seasons look. It's just so great, and honestly a really popular and staple recolor mod. Up next on the list, we have the multiple spouses mod. So this is a very fun one that allows you to have multiple spouses, kisses, pregnancies, spouse rooms, and more. As it sounds, it lets you marry villagers when you're already married, lets you date more villagers, have roommate and spouses at the same time, and overall it's just really fun, especially if you're wanting to go down the path and marry some people. It can make for some fun gameplay. Also, it lets you have more than 2 children in the game. As I said, it's just a really cool fun mod, especially if you're wanting to romance a ton of characters or go down that path, and definitely one that we had to include. And lastly, for our list of mods, we have the seasonal path and flooring mod. So this gives you new colors and designs for all the floorings and paths with a little bit of seasonal touch. It gives you these really cool pathing options that would work well with any recolor mod, and they give it a more muted down feel to the different paths as well. There's different bricks, different wood planks, different rocks, all that sort of stuff that you can choose. Overall, I love, and I'm so obsessed with how this one looks, and I really like the different kind of flooring and paths that you can get in the game. I do feel a little limited with some of the pathing options that we do get, so I really like that we can sort of get something more suited to our vibe. This is a really cool mod. Anyway, besties, that is it for some of our best Android mods that you can get in your Stardew Valley game. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video and leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite mod is. And for our Android players, let me know what mod you would have included in this list. Again, I do want to apologize that I don't have any experience in Android modding. Maybe I'll get one day, but until then, it's just not happening. Additionally, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And on that note, I will catch all of you guys on the next video. Bye, everybody.